Welcome to the most unfiltered, unbiased podcast in Bulls Nation. Welcome to the Bulls Guys podcast. I am your host, K Doug, and this is my co-host, Mr. Kataka.
What's going on, Bulls fans?
The Bulls get one Kataka, another one, 2 times in a row out west in Houston, 119 to 111. We're going to break down everything. Also, we're going to cover other Bulls news right after this. Unfiltered and unbiased, the Bulls Guys podcast. Back on the Bulls Guys podcast. So Kataka, the Bulls take care of the Houston Rockets. This was a seesaw battle from the start, man. The Bulls were down in this game for the most part, fighting from behind. Basically, Patrick Beverley is the reason why they won this game, in my opinion. Every time the Bulls needed a big shot, when the lead was growing too much for Houston, here comes Patrick Beverley with a big key three-pointer. But I felt like this game showed defensively why the Bulls are flawed. The Rockets was coming off of curls a lot, hitting those three-point shots with no man on them. And the Bulls just weren't prepared for those shots. Basically was trading baskets.
I agree with you there, man. I was kind of skeptical, man, because it was just like I was thinking to myself, man, this is just it's gonna be another one of those trap games, But you're right. I mean, Houston, just like last time we don't play them, and I think we played them a few times. They came with that energy. I mean, they always get up for games like this against the Bulls. And they were just hitting every shot. And then on top of that, man, these young gunners was actually taking it to the hole on us. And at first, we were just letting them come in and do what they want. But that Pat Bev effect actually took his toll towards later in the game.
Yeah. So the Bulls in this game was trading baskets with the Houston Rockets, and then they started to pull away in the end. Couple key plays from Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. Couple big shots from DeMar. Hit a big three with about a minute left. And then, it was basically a combination of Zach, DeRozan, and Beverley. Beverley had 16 and 10 in this game with 5 assists. Pretty much doing it all out there. Zach LaVine had 36, had the team high. DeRozan had 27. Vucevic had 18 and 12. That's pretty solid for him. It was a good game for him, man. And Drummond off the bench with 11. And these young Rockets are good, bro. These young Rockets are good. They got a bright future. They got a nice young team over there.
Yeah, I actually like what they did over there, man. I mean, they solid from top to bottom. I mean, when they past couple of drafts, man, when they first got Green and then Jabari Smith, I was like, man, this team they're gonna pose a threat down the road. But I mean, they have too many young talent. It's a shame that Eric Gordon didn't take that leadership role when he was over there. But and he showed that he didn't want to be part of that. But they needed a couple of veterans. They can get them some nice vets that actually mold these guys into playing the right way. Because scoring ain't a problem for them. Defense ain't a problem. It's just, man, finishing games is their issue. So, man, they can get some vets, man, that add on to this young team, man. They gonna be something.
I'm about to start watching some Rockets games. I like this young team right here.
Yeah.
Bulls from 3-point, they shot 46%. The Bulls shot from 3. Patrick Beverley had, I think, 4 or 5 from 3 and shot 6 or 7 from the field. Patrick Beverley.
That's his old stomping grounds.
That's a perfect night, in my opinion.
Yeah. He came with it tonight, man. He came with it. So, yeah, very, very efficient from him. Like I said, this is his old stomping grounds. He took quality shots. That's pretty solid, man. I know we're not going to get that every night, but a key game like this, I'll take it.
And then the Bulls took care of the Denver Nuggets the other night, man. We didn't get to cover that game, but we was trying to. I was in a car accident and had a lot of personal things going on in my life, so we wasn't able to do a podcast for that game. But the Bulls went into that game, Kataka, and basically blew the doors off of Denver in the third and fourth quarter, especially.
Yeah, they actually. I don't know if Denver. I think Denver probably underestimated the Bulls that night. But you know what? Hey, any given night. So hey, the Bulls took care of that. They went on ahead and just say, you know what, we're not losing this. Every game is a must win for them.
And then they win their second game in Denver after like years of not winning in Denver. Last year we beat them without Jokic. This time we beat them with Jokic. Because I heard all of the talk, Jokic didn't play. Okay, he played this time. Now they lost again. So, the Bulls putting their stamp on Mile High 2 games in a row. Bulls fans gotta love that.
Yeah, and I think Billy Donovan did it pretty good in that game as far as his rotation. He subbed guys out a little bit earlier than expected. I don't know if you noticed that DeRozan and a few guys came out a little bit early or midway through the first quarter. That whole Mile High altitude type effect or whatever the case may be. But he actually did his rotation pretty well, so I give him props on that.
So the Bulls got a player from the Windy City Bulls. They recall Carlik Jones. Carlik Jones has scored average for the Bulls so far 1.5 points and 1.5 rebounds. In the games in the G League, he averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists, and 1.3 steals. It says Showcase Cup game, so I'm guessing that's the Windy City Basketball League.
Yeah, that's the G League, and he's a nice little spark plug. A little, short, crafty guy that can light them up and definitely take, aggressive, taking it to the hole. It's another score. He's like another Kobe. You know what I mean? So I was kind of surprised that they actually gave him a 2-way contract. Maybe they're probably gonna, bring him on again next year, and they're probably gonna do without Kobe. Because I don't think we need a lot of Kobe's on the team. You know what I mean? Because they struggle on the defensive end. So maybe he might stick around.
So in this game, man, the Bulls pulled away in the fourth quarter. The other day they pulled away in the third quarter in Denver. So instead of us seeing what we used to see, Kataka, the Bulls playing only one half, the first half, and not finishing the second half, it seems like now they're getting it and they're finishing at the right time in the third and fourth quarters where it really matters. If this is a sign that they're turning the other direction, I like it because their schedule coming up is pretty tough.
Yeah, I noticed that as long as they keeping the game close, I think Houston probably went up as much as 10 points at one point. And they came back and kept it close, and then the Bulls took the lead at the right time. I think we always got a shot as long as we keep it 10 and under. You know what I mean? But it's just those big leads where we can get frazzled and shoot an erratic 3-point shot, 3-point attempts and things of that nature. Maybe it's a sign of the times. Maybe they just say, we're gonna take it game by game. We'll see. But you're right. We really need to not have sluggish starts for the rest of the season, man, because each game is very pivotal. So
the Bulls move back into the 10th spot at 31 and 36. They have a winning percentage of .463. They won 2 in a row. They're 17 games behind for the first seed. And they play the Kings next. They got 4 days off, man. I don't like the idea of that.
I don't like it because every time they got a history, if they have more than 2 games off, man, they come in, they get lackluster and lose that game. I don't like it either, but hopefully, like you say, it might be a change of the times. We'll see. But I'm glad that Lady Luck is falling in our favor this past couple games because Washington lost two key games. They lost against the Hawks and they lost against I think the Raptors or somebody like that recently. So that actually helped us out. Hey, we'll take it, but we can't always count on other teams losing.
And Indiana won.
Right, it's Indiana right behind them.
Yeah, so, Indiana beat Detroit tonight, 121-115, up in Palace or Auburn Hills. Man, listen, the East is at the bottom tier. The East, man, that play-in is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, man, because any one of those teams at the bottom echelon, you can see getting in. You can see Washington getting in. You can see Raptors getting in. You can see the Bulls getting in. You can see any one of those teams getting in. It's going to be a dogfight.
Hey, don't count on Orlando either, cause they only what 2.5 from the Bulls.
Yeah, the Heat going to have to do a play-in too. The Heat at 36 and 33 is the 7th seed. The Knicks is the 6th seed. Brooklyn's the 5th seed. I can't believe Brooklyn is still pulling, man. I can't believe it.
Yeah, they won three out of the last 4 games, 5 games. Hey, they got
Yeah,
Dinwiddie.
5-5.
They got Dinwiddie over there. Dinwiddie over there talking to her. He like the main guy over there, man. They still, and I think by having a hot start and having them Durant and them there, and then trading them at the right time, you know, that's sort of at his part. But I guarantee if they made that trade before the season, beginning of the season, man, we wouldn't even talk about Brooklyn. So
I'm gonna tell you who I don't want to play if I'm in the Eastern Conference.
who's that?
Cleveland Cavaliers gonna give
Yes.
somebody fits, man.
Yes. Yes. They long, athletic. Yes. Scoring, defense. Yeah, I would not want to mess with Cleveland.
And I can
Cleveland's
tell you what, the only team I can't see them beating, the top team I can't see them beating is Boston. But they play really well against the Bucks, and they play really well against the
yes.
Sixers.
Yes. I was gonna say but I could see Cleveland actually giving the Bucks the flux. It ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
be no pushover. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. I would be scared to play Cleveland.
Yeah, and that's like the team I see that can pull an upset on a top team for real.
Hmm. And,
Um,
and don't count Miami out either, man. I mean, now they still got shooters. They can just click at the right time. I mean, I wouldn't count them out either. Believe it or not.
and then you got Memphis holding on without Ja Morant. I actually think they're a better team without Ja Morant. They move the ball much better. They play much more of a team game.
Statistically, they are they are winning wise much better. I think Ja's too much of a ball dominant player. Like you and without Ja, man, they moving that ball around. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
they playing real good defense. I don't think Ja really plays defense at all. So you know, I mean, that's
They
something they're gonna have to think about in the near future. Do you want to keep Ja as a superstar to bringing them tickets? I mean, right now you got all them legal troubles. You might just have to do without him eventually, and hey, stick with what you got.
Man, I tell you, the West is going to be interesting, man. You got Dallas as the eighth seed, Timberwolves at seventh, and then you got Golden State at six. If the playoffs started today, how about a Golden State Sacramento Kings series?
Well, I'm gonna go with Golden State on that. I mean, the Kings,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I got Golden State too, but it's going to be an interesting series though. That
yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting. But Golden State gonna pull that. We've been here before many a times, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting though, cause I was watching the Sacramento Kings the other night, man, and they remind me of it sort of remind me of Houston. You know, they
hmm
got a bunch of young guys. They scrappy on the D, can score. You know what I'm saying? And they move the ball around. You know, they ain't afraid because they know people. You know, ain't really counting them in. So they sort of like an up and coming Memphis Grizzlies.
And
You
then you
know.
got the Memphis could easily slide to three because they tug of warring with Sacramento between two and three. So if they slide to the three,
Hmm.
and Golden State stay with that, you could have a Golden State playing Memphis in the first round.
You don't think Phoenix gonna leapfrog? Because Phoenix ain't far behind.
They might leapfrog, but I'm just saying if it started today, and then you got the
Yeah.
Lakers at ninth. Yo, the crazy thing, I think the Lakers is going to get to the playoffs this year. The Lakers going to get in.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. I mean, I would have thought when LeBron being out, man, they was gonna struggle big time.
But
But
the
that ain't even
Bulls,
the case.
yeah, but the Bulls going to have to win two playing games, man, to get in. Man, oh, all right. So the thing is, I could see them beating both Miami and Atlanta if it came down to playing those two teams.
Yeah.
Washington, I could see them beating Washington too. So Washington is 11th, right? Would they be cut off, or it's 11th? It's 1 through 11, right? That's going to do the
Yeah, it's
play.
all the way up to I thought it was already up to 10.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's up to 10.
Yeah, Washington is right behind the Bulls. They tied at 31-36, and the Bulls have the tiebreaker, both at 463 winning percentage. Toronto's at 32 and 36. Atlanta,
I think Toronto out of that little section, I think Toronto probably the one that's probably gonna give us the most flux.
out of this playing, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, Atlanta and Miami pose no threat. But
Right.
I gotta give it to Tibbs what he's been able to do with the New York Knicks, man. Seriously.
Sadly. Yeah, yeah. Sadly to say, yeah, he got them back to some type of relevance. I think that key trade with Jalen Brunson and then getting Josh Hart over there, man, those two deals, man, is actually what put them over the top, believe it or not. I mean, most people probably wouldn't think, but they needed a legit point guard. So when they brought Jalen over, that helped them out. But then having his rolling buddy from Villanova, Josh Hart, I think that's all they needed because they got everything else.
All right, when we come back, man, I'm gonna go into this Vooch problem that I have. I've been meaning to cover this in the last podcast. And Kataka, man, we just gonna go in on this guy, man, right after
All
this
right.
break. The Bulls Guys podcast can now be heard on YouTube. Get all your latest news, debates, rants right here on the Bulls Guys podcast. The Bulls Guys podcast gives Bulls fans the latest Bulls news, rants, and information that they can't find anywhere else. Catch K Dub and Kataka on the Bulls Guys podcast. All right, back on the Bulls Guys podcast. So, Kataka, we got a problem, man, in the locker room, man. One of our players.
Yeah.
Um, Insubordination, going to the reporters and talking about his own teammates.
Hmm.
And then he's coming out here and want to be playing with us on the same team, and he want to be talking behind his teammates' back and saying, "Oh well, he don't like finger pointing."
Hmm.
I don't call it finger pointing. I call it a veteran trying to help out a player, and I feel
Hmm.
like Vooch is too sensitive. And
Hmm.
I think we have to get this guy off the team because if his mentality is somebody talking to him is bad, then I don't think we need him over here.
Yeah, man. I ain't never been a big Vooch supporter since day one. I think I was drinking the Kool-Aid the first couple of games, but as that season went on, man, I saw how defensively lacked he was. I ain't been a, I turned off of him. Yeah, I mean that ain't cool because I saw some of the comments. They asked him about it, the reporters, and he was like, "Yeah, we're, me and Beverly, because that's who we talking about, Beverly. We're two competitors. We're gonna have disagreements, but we're just gonna move on." I mean, Pat Bev he's trying to push these guys. He know what they lacking. He's a crafty veteran. He been around the league long enough to know the pros and the cons of damn near probably every NBA player in the league. You know what I'm saying? And he know Vooch's main issue is his defense. Even Vooch admitted in the article, he said, "Yeah, I know I'm lacking in defense." I mean, you're 30 some years old. You've been in the league this long. You should be able to take any type of advice to get better. You know what I'm saying? But
All right.
yeah, I agree. We need to get this dude out of here. I think I really hope that they don't resign him and just say chalk it up as a $30 million loss and just get somebody. But yeah,
First of all, he wants too much money. That's my number one domino.
right.
Second of all, you can't be talked to and you don't want to improve your game. You want to do your things your way. And this game tonight, I seen him give up a lot of layups and he was at the rim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yo, you got to get more aggressive, bro. You're a big man.
Yeah. If you look at our starting five right now, defensively, lacking defensively is Zach, Vooch,
Mhm.
occasionally DeRozan. I seen him just let some guys just manhandle, especially these young guys, just stripping the ball from them.
Mhm.
I mean, we don't have much on that starting five defensively. Yeah, scoring, we ain't had no problem scoring, but that starting five, man, ain't too many. Won't have any too many defensive IQ guys.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta really look at it like this. the Bulls have played 67 games. So we got 15 games left.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you about to go into this play-in. It's going to get physical. These teams are going to be fighting for their playoff lives.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be going into these play-in games playing lackadaisical. They're going to knock you right out the box. And as low as the Bulls are, they only could lose one game, and I think they out of it.
Yeah. I would give them probably 2. But that all depends on what everybody else within that little 7 to the 10 spot, where everybody, where they line up, But I don't know, man. This is like she tell my wife, yeah, I think that my wife don't think they're gonna make the play in at all. She think they're just gonna fall out. They're gonna end up like probably 12.
Yo, if we could get to 7th, Kataka, she thinks what?
She think we might end up like 11 or 12.
Listen, man, I don't think I would go that far. They probably gonna end up in like 9th or 10th, or even 11th. They're not gonna go all the way to 12. But if they could get to the 7th spot and match up with Boston, I think we can win that series, bro. I do.
Yeah.
I really do.
We have to definitely haul ass and put these teams out. We got them to go damn near perfect to get all the way up there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a stretch. I mean, I haven't seen that yet that they actually can do it, but
so we will have to get to the 8th spot to play for 7th.
I'm thinking. Let me look at this again.
I'm still confused with these playing rules.
With the playing rules, whoever comes, I think 7th, 8th, and 9th and 10th, don't they? Somehow they play each other one game, and whoever the winner between those two games play each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then whoever win out of that series, I think they don't they play the top, whoever number 1. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah, I forgot, man. I know the AC have to play 2 games to keep their spot, and I know the 7th got to play 1 game to keep their spot.
Right.
But I don't know who the 7th play to keep their spot. Do they play 8th?
Yeah, see that one I forgot.
I think they play 8th to stay at 7th. They play 8th for the 7th spot.
Right, and the 9th play the 10 and 9 play for that whoever that
for the 8th spot.
Yeah, 8th spot. Yeah.
No, the 10 and the 9 play each other. Then they got to play the 8th seed for the 8th seed. And the 7th and the 8th seed battle for the 7th seed. That's how I think it goes.
Okay. Yeah, man, that shit.
It's wild, man. I hate these rules too, man. I don't really like it. I think
some players don't like that though. They don't like that play-in tournament.
It's rewarding teams for losing. Like if you in a 9th or 10th spot, you don't deserve to make the playoffs. You had 82 games to qualify.
I agree. And I think they're gonna keep this. They're gonna keep this method, man, for a while. I don't think Adam Silver gonna change it at all.
Right. All right, man. When we come back, we're gonna wrap up the show right after this. The Bulls Guys podcast can now be heard on YouTube. Get all your latest news, debates, rants right here on the Bulls Guys podcast. All right, Kataka, end of the show, man. Big win for the Bulls. 2 games in a row on a West Coast trip. It's not going to get any easier, man. I think that Kings game is going to be both exciting and it's going to make me nervous a little bit, but it's going to be a good game. Kings playing really good this year.
Keep in mind that they coming to Chicago. So, yeah, it's going to be tough and ain't going to be no laydown. But the Bulls can't underestimate them, man. They got to actually take advantage of being at home, make that home crowd. So I think the Bulls can pull it off, though. I
actually like that our chances in our building against them.
Yeah. I think we'll probably win. It's probably going to be 10 points or less. Bulls pull it out.
Mm-hmm. All right, Bulls fans, thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Continue to support us. Follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And Kataka, your final thoughts on this game?
Well, Bulls fans, we gotta take it game by game. I know it's kind of easier said than done, but man, let's root these guys on and see if we can finish strong.
Amen. Go Bulls. Good night,
Go
Chicago.
Bulls. Yes, sir.